Ladies and gentlemen, saints and sinners, my men and women, my they thems, my everybody's, my autists, my ADHDists, my everybody in the chat. Hello, it is great to have you here tonight on this Sunday night. First off, happy Easter, or if you're one of the Ians, happy 420 in every sense except, Hitler's birthday. We don't celebrate that around here. We ain't got no tolerance for that. But other than that, man, happy 420 if you're just about to chuckle brush and the giggle twigs. You know what I mean? So we're hanging out tonight, man. I want you guys to know that I would not just pick on some female pop star for no reason. And if you are not convinced that Katy Perry is a terrible person by the end of this live, I have not done my job in expressing what an absolutely wretched being this creature is. But we're going to get into all of that here in a minute. I love y'all. I hope y'all are having a great Sunday, man. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope everybody was safe. I hope everybody got to spend some time with somebody that they love, even if that person is you, because you should love yourself. Because I'll tell you what, I damn well love you. Thank you guys so much for being here with me and the family and our community. This is a great way to end a great weekend. I'm glad that y'all are here with me. So Jax is not in the chat right now. She's not feeling good. Actually, she might be in the chat. She's just not in the room. You never know. You never know when Miss Jaxie might swing through. She's downstairs with the dogs. Oh, and Jax is here. I want to give a huge shout out to my beautiful wife, who is the absolute backbone of my existence. I couldn't do nothing that I do these days without her. And I want to give a huge shout out to all the mods who are here consistently. Like, we just live premiered a video 2 hours ago, and they are already back here. So huge love to you guys, man. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here and keeping this a chill place for us to hang out. Let's get right into this. So what we're talking about today, the reason that we're doing this, Katy Perry has been all over my screen. I can't get 2 or 3 swipes on the old tickety-talkie, the Insta, the YouTube, none of it, dog, without seeing this person's face. And I don't think a lot of people know the history behind Katy Perry and the actual law that they're passing. A law with her name on it. It's called the Katy Perry Act, and it is for protecting elder realty for Retirement Years Act. That's a clever play on words because it spells out Perry. But they had to do this because Katy Perry is such a predatory piece of work when it comes to taking homes from the elderly. She has got this down. In fact, a nun died in the courtroom. A literal nun literally died in the courtroom fighting Katy Perry to keep their nunnery. She took the home of a dying 83 or 84-year-old disabled veteran. One of our war heroes. She got him evicted from his house in a real estate deal that she did with him while he was not mentally coherent because he had just had surgery and he was in the hospital and they had him medicated, and she won in court. So the judge said it was okay. I want to stipulate the judge said he was coherent enough for Katy Perry to have made this deal with him. And then he came back and he's like, hey, please don't take my house. I was medicated. I wasn't in my right mind. I just had surgery on me. I'm dying. I am an elderly veteran. I'm disabled. And Katy Perry got the judge to say, hey, Katy Perry owns your shit now, dog, and we're going to kick you out of your house. You're going to get an eviction notice. So we're going to be talking about all of this. First off, I want to read a little bit about the Katy Perry Act. The Katy Perry Act, named the Protecting Elderly Realty for Retirement Years Act, is a proposed law that aims to protect elderly individuals from potential financial abuse, particularly in real estate transactions. It's named after the singer Katy Perry, whose real estate disputes with elderly individuals inspired the legislation. The act proposes a 72-hour cooling off period for parties involved in real estate transactions, especially when one of the parties is over the age of 75, because she has a pattern of taking advantage of people who are over the age of 75. What do y'all think about people who take advantage of And physically, mentally, financially, financial abuse is a real thing. Abuse the elderly. I don't take it too kindly. You know what happens to them types of cats in prison? The bad stuff, bro. They end up falling face first up flights of stairs. They get extra breathing holes. They get their heads slammed in giant cell doors repeatedly. That type of stuff, man. That type of stuff. So 72 hours, allowing them 3 days to think about it. So if you get them on a day where they're like having a mental slip day, you know what I'm saying? I got parents that this would apply to. And some days are great for them. Maybe some days they might not be in the best place to make a huge decision like that. It's crazy. Somebody said like Biden, bro. I don't think Biden has good days no more, dog. I'm going to tell you what. That dude might have good minutes if you sit him down with an ice cream cone, give him a kid to sniff. He might be all right. Never mind. We're not getting into politics in the chat. I just got spanked by Dr. Dre Light. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Shut the hell up. Katy Perry is the best. Mama Dukes. Just hang out and be objective, sweetie. Hang out, be objective. Hear what we got to say here. And then if you still think she's the best, okay. You just hate old people or something. I don't know. Your name's Mama Dukes. I'd assume that you got a little bit of emotional maturity here. The inspiration, the Katy Perry Act, was inspired by legal battles Katy Perry has been involved with, specifically her disputes with elderly individuals over her real estate purchases. It's a 72-hour cool-off period. It has bipartisan support. The proposed act has bipartisan support from various legislatures across different states. So this isn't a one side or the other type of thing. Everybody's kind of like, yo, she keeps doing this and it's kind of crazy, but why has she been all over my screen lately, all over maybe your guys' screens lately? I don't know if she has been as prominent all up in your guys' stuff as she has been in mine, but if you haven't seen it, here we go.
Female Blue Origin space crew with celebrities including Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez and Gayle King has been hilariously mocked after it returned to Earth following an 11-minute trip into the Earth's atmosphere.
Bro, why did Jeff Bezos make a spaceship that looks exactly like a dong? That thing, seriously, that thing could be marketed in adult stores. Like that thing could be Lizzo's late night companion.
Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe moment that has been roasted online.
Katie!
Woo! This commentator said, "Cool story. She got to ride in a rocket with other women. Did any of them actually pilot it? No. Basically, this was a glorified carnival ride."
And I think it's kind of disrespectful, to be honest, to actual astronauts. But I do want to say this. There was at least one of these women that I know of who I've been following for quite some time. She goes by the Space Gal on TikTok. She's worked for NASA like ever since she got out of college. And she's the real deal, bro. So she was a real actual astronaut. The Space Gal, and she's dope too. Like her whole get down is teaching people about space and inspiring women that they can be astronauts too. And I believe in that, dog. I 100% believe that women should be in these fields, in places that positions that make sense for them. And she is a sterling example of that, dog. She inspires other women. But Gayle King and Katy Perry going to space and talking about how they're doing something to, like inspire women. They just took a ride, bro. That's all they did. They were in space. They went up for 11 minutes and they didn't enter the Earth's atmosphere. So a lot of people have been like, this is fake. They didn't enter the Earth's atmosphere because there wasn't like the decompression when they came down. Clearly they opened the door, and you're only supposed to be able to open doors from these types of things from the outside. It has to be unlocked. But I don't think that that's necessary if you're not going into the Earth's atmosphere. That's why you didn't see like it fiery around it. They only went like a very limited height into space. It was just enough to lose gravity. and they were up there for a few minutes and came back down. Real quick, Brawley the Mighty said, if you and Jax come to California with free tickets to Six Flags Magic Mountain, I worked there as a guard. Yo, thank you so much, Brawley. I miss California. I'm going to be honest. Every time I go there, I end up down in LA, and it's not what I remember it to be. But man, I sure do miss being able to hang out down there. I love the weather down there.
The pop star then dug herself into a deeper hole of cringe with her post-flight interview.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey. And then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that.
I see that Sugar Gold said, full of herself, the training. It's going to get into that, dog. It's going to get into that. It was 2 days of training. 2 days. Now, that space gal has been training for these types of things her entire life, dude. Like, she is legit. She is an inspiration. And if they had focused more on her story than the pop star who bought in, or Gayle King who bought in, or Jeff Bezos' wife who happened to be there and designed the spacesuits, that would have been an inspiring story. The space gal is the real deal inspiring story. She is a true testament. But that ain't it. Test Stuff said, I think it's a really cool video idea would be your take on faith-based recovery camps. We'll get into that for sure. Absolutely. Because some I think are really well done and some I think are predatory. Abby, is she taking a submersible to the Titanic next? Yo, one can only hope. And I don't know. I've looked, because after she came down, Wendy's official account said, can we send her back? And then next thing I know, Kesha, if you know the pop singer Kesha, she posted underneath it a picture of her sucking down a Frosty with the big old Wendy's logo, smiling. She don't like Katy Perry. They beef for some reason. But it has been rumored, and I'm not saying that it's true because I looked and I couldn't find anything about a lawsuit being filed, but it's rumored that she's trying to sue Wendy's over it. I would be shocked if she did, because that's an absolute L. There's no way that she can do an actual lawsuit against Wendy's for saying, can we send her back? If she even tried that, I think it would be even more laughable. It'd be so cringe.
Strong, divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April, you're like, I'm going to space and I'm launching my tour.
Commentator Megyn Kelly was in hysterics over the space flight, struggling to contain herself over the training aspect of the mission.
Asked my team to poll, like, what did they do during their 2 days? Okay, here they are. Their tasks, they spent the past 2 days at facilities for Blue Origin going over preparations, according to Blue Origin's Ariane Cornell. Their tasks included practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule. You go in, and then you go out. Oh, once again, ladies. Okay. The group also practiced how to put on and take off their seatbelts.
And it was
So basically anything that anybody who's ever gotten in or out of a minivan would already know. If you've ever ridden in a minivan, you would know what took them 2 days worth of training. And like I said, I'm going to say this again. That space gal is an absolute exception. She is trained for literally the entirety of her adult life. And probably she was dreaming about this when she was a teenager. So I don't want anything that I say about this to take away from her, because I do believe that she absolutely deserves a spot in anywhere that she can get in this field. she is incredible, and I'm a big fan. I follow her stuff.
It wasn't just Katy Perry who was mocked. The entire crew was ridiculed as footage of the women squealing from inside the capsule emerged.
Got it? 1, 2, 3. Take up space! Tamir's in space. It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye. You look. Flynn, I gotcha. Flynn. Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn. Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
They could also be heard screaming.
Hey, quick shout out to my brother, Jamie Smith. So good to see you in the chat tonight, man. I love you. It's great to see you, my dude. Big love and respect to you, homie. I miss you and I miss Daytona.
As the capsule came back down to Earth.
Parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes.
Just free falling right there until those drogues came out.
And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out.
Hear that screaming inside the capsule?
And all three parachutes.
Bro, I would hate being in there so much. All of them screaming and squealing and all of that, bro. Like, I don't know how they thought that was supposed to be any type of inspirational. Like, they could have carried themselves like they were actually. And then they came down after screaming and squealing and all of that, calling themselves astronaut, saying shit like, I put the ass in astronaut. And Gayle King, you know, I still find it a little difficult to refer to myself as an astronaut. You should find that very difficult, Gayle King. You are not an astronaut. And then when people gave her shit, she said, what about you? Have you ever been to space? No, Gayle King, we haven't. We're trying to keep food in our fridges. We're trying to be able to afford our rent. Like all of this luxurious lifestyle and adventures, you know, the lifestyles of the rich and famous and the cribs and all that shit. The 2014 Instagram flexing that people used to think was cool. Nobody likes that shit no more, homie. Nobody's with it because back then in 2014, we had our $8,000 or our $800 a month, 2-bedroom apartments, and our fridges were full. And we were making enough money to be able to have a little bit of money to be able to go on a vacation once a year. And most people, the majority of people don't have it like that no more. So when we see you spend $5 million for an 11-minute ride, we don't think you're cool. And we definitely don't think you're an astronaut. So shaming people for being poor because they can't afford $5 million to go to space for 11 minutes is a crazy flex, dog. It's crazy. I've never been poor shamed for not being able to afford a $5 million 11-minute ride before in my life. Holy shit, dog. Each of them paid that. That's crazy. Mushroom Madame said, this whole spectacle is just laughable. They didn't do anything that would benefit humanity as a whole, and to call them a space crew is ridiculous. I feel that in my very soul and my bones. Original owner 777. I want a job as an astronaut, but I'm not prepared to travel. Yo, I have always been so fascinated by space, homie. I have always been so fascinated by space. Like I would love to be able to go and do something that was, furthering mankind into our universe. But the more that I get to see where mankind is headed, I'm like, man, do we really want to do that to Mars? I don't know. Do we want to send people screaming and squealing to Mars, kissing the ground and shit? Big Black Cockatoos, I will build a spaceship with you, homie. I will build a damn spaceship with you. We're going to die. I'm underqualified, sir, but I will do that with you, bro. Hell yeah. Test Stuff said, gives people desperately trying to stay relevant. Facts. Turd Ferguson, Gayle King is a twatopus rex. Yes. Yo, okay, so.
And that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
While Bezos and his crew
Why does it
loved
look
every
like a
second
tit?
of the flight, many,
tit,
including
bro.
model
Why'd
and
they do
outspoken
that?
commentator
Jeff,
Emily
man.
Ratajkowski, blasted the spectacle for its incredible waste.
At the space mission this morning, that's end time shit. Like, this is beyond parody. Saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet.
Not just that, but like Katy Perry has said that she's an environmentalist and a feminist and all of this stuff. But the CO2 emissions for this 11-minute trip were more CO2 emissions than all of the semis that they used for Taylor Swift's Eras tour for the entire tour. And people gave Taylor Swift hella shit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really came after Taylor Swift when that tour helped the local economy everywhere that it went. And she donated hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars everywhere that she went to charities. Food banks are full for 5 years because the Eras tour came through. But people gave her shit about the CO2 emissions. But this thing was worse in 11 minutes, and it served literally no purpose, dog. This was just rich people flexing on us. I'm tired of rich people flexing on us, dog. Trust and believe, this thing might look shiny. It's fake as fuck. I just got this in the mail today. It was like $60 on Amazon. Same as my gold chain. And my gold chain started to turn a little green. So I bought another fake necklace, dog, because I like the way big chunky chains look. And I refuse to pay big money for a vanity item when I could use that money to help somebody else who's desperately in need. You know what I'm saying? So having rich people flex on us it's not 2025, homie.
Look at the state of the world and think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? For what was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally, I'm disgusted.
Others also slammed the vacuousness of the trip, reminding viewers that true astronauts should not be overlooked.
Yeah, so I'm going to point this out too, that the lady that was in space for 8 months did not get celebrated like these women expected to be celebrated. And they didn't even go through the Earth's atmosphere. It was 11 minutes. She was up there for 8 months, dog. That's crazy. Super Korean, what is up, my dude? Give each one of them with a stone cold stoner. These clowns calling themselves astronauts sounds like those jokers with the I was gonna enlist stories. Man, I hate that, bro. I love you so much. I hate that. I tried to enlist, but I had a felony, and I was like, can we work around it? You guys are the Marines. My dad was a Marine. I know y'all eat crayons. I too eat crayons. Can we get me in? Grandfather me in? Because my pops was a Marine. only had one felony. And they were like, yeah, no. You're not allowed to have weapons, sir. I was like, damn. But no, you're right on that, bro. You're damn right on that. It is that same type of energy. To me, it's more like the energy of, the dudes who are like, I couldn't do it because if a drill sergeant got in my face, I'd just white out and I'd knock him out. Yeah, sure you wouldn't, buddy. Sure you wouldn't. Anthony Gavassos, good to see you. Hey, JD, how are you? I'm blessed, man. I hope you had a great Easter. Had a lot of fun at the county fair yesterday. However, I was scammed by a fair worker doing a game. He made me pay him $60 misleading me on a game. However, I actually exposed him and he got mad. Bro, I'm glad you didn't take no shit, homie. I'm sorry that the dude scammed you. You know, it's easy to scam people who are good people sometimes because good people don't expect the worst out of people. Scumbags are always looking for the angle for other people to be scumbags, but you're a good person. And one of the side effects of being a good-hearted person is you're not expecting that same shit out of humanity, because you wouldn't do it to them. So I'm sorry it happened to you, but I'm glad you stuck up for yourself, homie. Big love and respect.
This commentator said, not to burst anyone's bubble, but Sunita Williams set records on her 3 flights to the International Space Station and was stranded in space by the last administration. The cosplay women today that did something for 10 minutes was not impressive. This commentator agreed, saying, please.
Okay, so I Ted Stuff said, E2, you'd be a fucking terrifying platoon sergeant. I took a different road. I always wanted to be a Marine because my dad was a Marine, and he always told me not to do it because he came back from Vietnam way different, man. It did some stuff to my dad, the stuff that he saw and did in Nam. So I kind of played it out a little bit. And by the time I tried to join when I was, 23, they were like, nah, doggy, use a felon. And they weren't wrong. I was. Dr. Trey Light said, excuse me, I'd call these people cunts, but they lack the depth and warmth. My dog.
Stop calling them astronauts. This is so insulting to the brave men and women that train for spaceflight. They were space tourists. Lol, all this news coverage. Geez, publicity. Rocket going up and booster coming down. Yeah, cool. Other than that, no thank you.
Now to a tragic turn on the...
Okay, so that's the current news. That brings us up to speed as to why Katy Perry is even relevant, because she's literally gone so far downhill with her career that she's doing residencies in Vegas. You know what a residency in Vegas is? That's like what Elvis did after he blimped out, was completely strung out on drugs, and people weren't really taking him serious anymore. He got a residency in Vegas. Residencies in Vegas is generally where artists go to die. And that's where she's been with her career. But this happened and it got her some sort of relevance. But at the same time, is it good? Her album is flopped, bro. She released multiple singles and nobody is listening, dog. Nobody. Anthony Cavasso said, thank you, JD. He threatened to call security on me for harassment and he was getting confrontational. I wanted to break his nose, but my sister was at the fair and I would have caught a charge. And you would have ended up leaving your sister there alone and you did the right and responsible thing, brother. I encourage everybody to do the right and responsible thing. I know that it can suck sometimes having to turn around and walk away from a situation where tempers and egos or even money are involved. But I promise you, it's going to cost you a lot more in the long run if you put your hands on somebody. Look at what just happened with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf could have walked away from that situation and been like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this. This shit ain't worth it. He upped the situation and then Carmelo upped the situation. Now Austin is dead. Carmelo's going to prison. They could have literally both walked away at multiple points in that situation. So you did the right thing. Mushroom Madam, mad respect to your pops for serving and to you, JD. Yo, I love you and I appreciate you so much. My pops is the best man I've ever known. And if I could grow up at some point in my life to be half of the man that he is, I would be very proud of that feat, man. So what we're talking about right now in this clip, this is, I believe this is the clip where we're talking about Katy Perry taking advantage of nuns and getting their nunnery. This is crazy. Bro, who goes after nuns? This is crazy.
Oncoming feud between pop star Katy Perry and a group of nuns trying to stop the singer from moving into their former convent.
One of the sisters suddenly collapsed and died during a court hearing today.
She died in a court hearing. An elderly nun died in a court hearing fighting Katy Perry taking over their nunnery. Turd Ferguson, Penn and Teller are in Vegas and are still relevant. I mean, that's a little bit different than a big music artist who could sell out, stadiums and stuff like that. I believe there's a difference there. Pug420.com, $10 super sticker. Yo, thank you so much, homie. I appreciate you. Huge love and respect. Big old heart hands to you, homie. So this nun dies in a courtroom. Dies. A nun, dog. A literal nun. That's one of Jesus's wives. And we're talking about this on damn Easter.
KCAL 9's Tom Wade is live at the convent in Los Feliz with the latest. Tom.
And Elsa, I can tell you this has been a very ugly battle for the ownership of this convent. It's been Katy Perry aligned with the Archdiocese versus these nuns. One of them died in court today.
Katy Perry said she was going to close it. It was going to be her home.
That's Sister Catherine Rose explaining why she wanted to block the sale of her former convent to pop star Katy Perry. Rose collapsed and died in court today during a hearing involving the ongoing battle to prevent Perry from taking over the property. Late this evening, Archbishop Jose Gomez released a statement that reads in part, Sister Catherine Rose Holtzman, IHM, Immaculate Heart of Mary, passed away suddenly at the age of 89.
Yo, an 89-year-old nun, homie. You saw that lady, an 89-year-old nun. That is wild. Andrew said, Semper Fi, JD. Semper Fi to you too, my brother. I think I could say Semper Fi if somebody says it to me, right? I'm not trying to be stolen valor. I've all the way let people know that I never made it into no military. But I think I could Semper Fi back if somebody Semper Fi's me first, right? Do I get a Semper Fi pass? I'm going to say it to you anyway. Semper Fi, my brother. And he said it to my dad. I may have just been an asshole. Happy Easter, JD. Did you see the news of angry cops? He closed a trial. Chomo went night-night. Can you elaborate on that? A Chomo went what now? You mean like the permanent night-night? Do we have to use TikTok Dr. Seuss language? Did he kill a Chomo? I haven't talked to him in a few days. Did Rich pop a Chomo? Did the Chomo die in the trial? I am thoroughly a new unsub podcast. And yes, holy shit, dog. Holy shit. See, unsubscribed Rich covers it. I'm going to call him after I get off. That's crazy. That's breaking news to me. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm calling Rich. A self-deletion, somebody said. Woo! The trash took itself out, yo! I'm not mad about that. Oh, hell yeah. That's crazy. A Chomo committed to self-forever sleep due to angry cops. Sarah, yeah! That's my dog right there! Shout out Rich! That's just beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. I got to talk to him. I'm going to call him right as soon as I get off here, man. Thank you for letting me know. So, yeah, Sister Catherine Rose passed away at 89 years old in court trying to stop Katy Perry from taking their convent or their nunnery. I don't know the proper terminology because I've never been a nun. I've never been nunned up. You know what I'm saying? I got none of the nun experience.
Sister Catherine Rose served the church with dedication and love for many years, and today we remember her life with gratitude. Sister Rose and her fellow nuns who bought the property back in the 1970s from philanthropist Daniel Donahue wanted to sell the sprawling compound to restaurateur Dana Hollister, but a judge ruled against the sisters, siding with the archdiocese, who agreed to sell the property to Perry.
Dana was going to keep it open to the public, which Donahue wanted, and she would make a hotel.
Not only did Dana Hollister lose her bid for the property, a judge slapped her with millions of dollars in punitive damages for interfering with the sale. The sisters moved out of the convent back in 2011. As for Katy Perry, it's not clear when she intends to take over the property.
In a dramatic...
That's insane, dog. So a nun is dead. Super Korean said Katy Perry sued an 85-year-old veteran over a house, dude. She is a sack of shit. Apparently, I can't say. Yeah. So look, Super Korean, you just brought up exactly where we are going, bro. I love you. It's like me and you are on the same page with this. Peep this out. This is about this 85-year-old veteran.
Turn of events surrounding the $15 million Montecito estate purchase made by renowned singer Katy Perry and her fiancé, actor Orlando Bloom. A Los Angeles Superior Court judge delivered a crucial ruling this week. The decision dismissed the claims made by the home's former owner, Carl Westcott, who attempted to revoke the deal, citing an alleged lack of mental capacity at the time of sale. The court's ruling emphasized the lack of compelling evidence presented by Westcott.
Did y'all see him, the picture in his hospital bed? They approached him when he was in a bad place, mentally, physically, dying. The dude dying. He's a veteran and he's dying. Now, they got him. They bought his mansion for like $15 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he doesn't have some type of option, but he's in the middle of dying, bro. Let the dude die in his house. Let him die in his house. It's crazy. That's absolutely nuts, bro. Come on.
To substantiate his claims, Westcott presented no persuasive evidence.
This name is boring. JD, are you hateful against African Americans? Get all the way the fuck out of here with that. I'm hateful towards chomos. I'm hateful towards pedophiles. I'm hateful towards rapists. I block racist ass motherfuckers. If the next thing out of your mouth is some racist shit, I swear to God, you're gone. I'll block you from this channel so fucking quick. I block racists on both sides, homie. I don't play none of that shit. There's only one race, that's the human race. I don't fuck with none of that ignorant shit, bro. Get all the way the fuck out if that's where you're taking this. I don't play that shit, dog. That shit ain't me. You can take that somewhere else.
That he lacked capacity to enter into a real estate contract, the judge's decision stated emphatically. Though currently a temporary verdict, the ruling is expected to solidify in 10 days, putting an end to the protracted legal dispute. Perry's attorney, Eric Rowan, expressed satisfaction with the decision in a statement provided to People magazine, asserting the clarity in the judge's findings. Today's proposed decision is clear. The judge found that Mr. Westcott could not prove anything other than he was of perfectly sound mind when he engaged in complex negotiations over several weeks with multiple parties to transact a lucrative sale of the property that netted him a substantial profit, Rowan's statement conveyed. The evidence shows that Mr. Westcott breached the contract for no other reason than he had changed his mind.
Well, yeah, when you come to somebody when they're on their deathbed in the hospital and they just had surgery and they were on meds, yeah, they might need to be able to change their mind, which is why I'm glad that they're passing this Katy Perry Act. That she literally has an act, a law they're trying to put into place with her damn name on it. The Katy Perry Act, Protecting Elder Realty for Retirement Years Act, because she has such a pattern of doing this shit to elderly people, dog. Now, these judges may have sided with her. That don't make it right, dog. Legally, she won. That shit don't make it right. That's fucked, bro. And I've seen a bunch of you guys sticking up for me in the comments. I appreciate that with my whole heart. I love that you guys know my heart. I 100%, you know, it's never, ever been something that I've had people question my character on until 2025. And all of a sudden, everybody's a Nazi, everybody's a racist, everybody's a fascist, and people are questioning my character when it comes to like one of my core tenets, which is that people are all people and pedophiles aren't people. Those are some of my core tenets, bro. Those are some of my core beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So like it's so weird and foreign and alien to me to have people asking me shit like that. And then I see all of the people in the comments showing love. And I fucking love all y'all, man. Every single one of you. I see you, Divine Sparks. I see you, Abby, blocking him. Thank you. I didn't realize that was his second time being inappropriate in the chat. But I spend a lot of time. I don't know if you guys know this. I get too many comments every single day to be able to answer every single one, but I try to answer as many as I possibly can. Every single time I see some racist shit in my comments, that person gets blocked. You're not welcome here if you are making racist comments. And I don't care if you are white making racist comments against any other race, or if you are black making racist comments against any other race, or any other race making racist comments against any other race. You're fucking gone, dog. My community doesn't need to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll say this. There's a huge difference between people making jokes that are a little bit edgy or, you know, whatever. But people who are doing actual racist shit, you're fucking gone, homie. You're gone. I don't play that shit. Also with the homophobic shit, I don't play that shit, dog. I got a lot of friends that love differently than I do. And it's consenting adults, homie. As long as it's consenting adults, I do not give a fuck. As long as two people want to butt naked wrestle with each other and they're both over the age of 18, that's none of my business, dog. I do not care. I love them. I love them. And it doesn't weird me out. You know, a lot of straight dudes get uncomfortable around gay dudes. You know who I get uncomfortable around? Really fine bitches, dog. Like my wife. Well, I get nervous around my wife sometimes. We've been married for years. She still makes me nervous a little bit when she'll dress up and she does her whole jacks. When she gets it, and sometimes she don't even got to do nothing. She could just wake up and I'll look at her and I'll be like, fuck, I'm nervous. So when gay people make dudes nervous, I'm like, you know what, dog? You know what I think? I think you're attracted to that man. And I think he's making you nervous. And now you're being homophobic because you can't handle that you have feelings and you probably want a sword fight, dog. I think you undercover, bro. Come on up. The water's warm. People will accept you. It's 2025. We love everybody around here. So my friend Ricky Sickle said, hey, bro, I was wondering if you still needed shirt ideas. I'm fairly certain I can draw something up for you. And the Wood Chipper Nation, bro, I would love that, man. If you come up with a good shirt idea, I will send you the very first one. I love you, bro. Original owner 777 said, you're an equal opportunity hater. That's facts. I love to love people, but I will hate too. If you earn it. PP has a part in their crimes, and the wood chipper doesn't care what race a chomo is. That's 1,000% facts, bro. 1,000% facts. Yo, Irish Bomb Squad said that's because she holds a grudge like a crow. Yo, she really do, bro. She really do. And I fuck up sometimes. So you know how I know she loves me? Because she lets shit go with me. Because I do be fucking up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Not fucked up shit. I ain't out there cheating or nothing. I ain't out there doing nothing shady. But, you know, I really will fuck some housework up. That's why she don't let me in the kitchen no more, bro. She turned full on trad wife because she had to go back and rewash the dishes that I washed. Hey, man, Wani, bro. Wani, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love you, dog. That support means so much. That goes so far here to help me and the family and the crew out, bro. Thank you so much, Wani. Huge love and respect to you. Hey, we got another Super Korean up in here. What's up, my dog? When are you making an appearance on Kill Tony, man? As soon as they call me and they're like, hey, get here, I'll be there. They can roast the fuck out of me, bro. I'll try to roast them back. I don't know if I'd be able to not laugh the entire time, bro. Them dudes crack me up. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that shit's out of fun. And I don't think that they're being racist at all. I think they're just joking, bro. We used to be able to make jokes and shit. And a lot of people get mad at them because they say edgy shit, bro. But, like, I don't find that shit offensive. I find hatred offensive, bro. Comedy isn't offensive to me. I used to get nervous around my ex-wife, which led to me to her stealing from me, but that's a skill issue on my part. That's a skill issue on my part. My dog. I love you, bro. I love you. That's crazy as hell, man. That's a skill issue on my part. Hell yeah. I just love you guys, man. I'm having so much fun with y'all today. Today's been a lit live, bro.
The legal showdown began when the 84-year-old entrepreneur, Carl Westcott, initiated a case against Katy's business manager, Bernie Goodbye. The trial, spanning over 2 months since its commencement in September, has drawn attention as it progresses toward a pivotal phase involving Katy Perry's testimony regarding damages incurred. Chart Westcott, Carl's son, expressed dissatisfaction with the judge's ruling in a statement to People, while also highlighting an error in the judge's mention of his father's name. While we do not agree with Judge Littner's ruling and wish he had spelled our father's name correctly in his ruling, we accept it. Westcott's statement.
Bro, that's crazy. They took that man's house, bro. The judge let him take that man's house, and he's like worried about the spelling of his dad's name. I'd be worried about a whole lot more than that. I'd be like, you just evicted my 84-year-old war hero father. People are really nice, apparently. People are really nice. The world got diabetic because plenty of people think this shit is sweet. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not sweet. You evict my elderly father, my elderly veteran father from his house while he's on his deathbed. Do you know what I'm going to do, dog? It ain't going to be, man, I'm really upset that you're doing this, and I wish you'd spelled his name right. These are kind people. These are much kinder people than me. Just like Jeff Metcalf. I'm going to talk about this. I know this is a really polarized issue. I'm just going to say this. Jeff Metcalf is a really good dude. The day that his son died, he came out publicly and he said, I forgive him because that's what God wants me to do. I lost my son and that's my part of it. And he is going to have to pay the price for what he did too. But I forgive that man. And that's crazy because I've lost a kid, bro. And I know that pain. And I went to a very bitter and dark place for a while. And it really sucks, man. That is a strong thing to do. It takes strength. That's not weakness. That takes strength. And, you know, the other day, there was a protest and it was held by some white Christian nationals. And one of them got Jeff Metcalf on the phone and asked him to come down there and said, are you going to stand with us? Are you going to do an interview with us? And Jeff said, no, I do not stand with what you're doing. I think that you're making the divide between people just bigger and that you're not aligned with what I am aligned with. And they told him, your weakness caused your son's death and you're creating more dead white kids by not standing with us. That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. I give big respect to Jeff Metcalf because he's walked this out like a fucking G. And and I can tell you from losing a kid, one of the hardest fucking things you will ever come across. There's nothing like it. There is nothing fucking like it. I've been to prison. I would spend the rest of my life in prison to get one more day with Alan. I would do it happily. I would trade the rest of my life in prison to spend one more day with Alan. There's nothing like that. And he has been loving and forgiving and kind through it. And that's real strength, you guys. Showing love and compassion and kindness is real strength, especially for a man, because we're trained instinctually by today's society that those things are weaknesses. And I'm telling you right now, it's not. Being loving, being kind, being a good communicator, being able to talk about what's going on inside of yourself is not a weakness. It's going to make you a healed and whole and happy human being. And that's what you're going to put out there. And the people around you are going to be happier and kinder and more healed human beings because of it, dude. Hey, Sonia Martinez, happy Easter and 420 to everybody. Sis, happy Easter and 420 to you. Isn't it crazy that there's three things going on right now? There's three different groups of people partying right now. You got the Christians throwing down for Big JC because he is risen and hallelujah. You got the stoners because it is a police code back in the day for somebody smoking in public. So they stole it and they're like, yo, let's make that our number. And then you've got the white supremacists who celebrate today because it's Hitler's birthday. What a wild range of people all celebrating on the same day. That's crazy. And then you got like, keep gunna free. I'm a Christian that smokes. Yo, in the Bible, it says all of the earthly plants and animals are for human beings to use. So I don't think that they're conflicting ideologies personally. I can't do it. I don't smoke. Honestly, I wish that I could. You know what I'm saying? Because it would probably help me with my anxiety and stuff like that. But like I have to draw a hard line with myself because anything that puts my sobriety at risk puts my whole life at risk. I could lose my relationship with my wife. I could lose my relationship with my family, my kid, my freedom, my relationship with my higher power, with my God, man. I could lose all of that. And the slip is so easy. It's such a slippery slope for an addict like me, man. You know, I could do a little bit of caffeine. I can hit my vape now and then, and I can work out. And that's what I got, man. And I'm happy I'll tell you what, bro, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. These are the happiest days of my life. There is always before this period of recovery, there was always somewhere in the past I was looking back to and saying, man, those were the good old days. I wish I could get back to when I was on that bender. I wish I could get back to when I had that friend group. I wish I could get back to before I went to prison because I didn't have CPTSD. I only had PTSD. I wouldn't trade where I'm at right now for nothing. Nowhere, no sir, no how. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I have the greatest circle of human beings around me ever. This community right here. Everything in my life is perfect for me. And I have terrible days every once in a while, but that's real life. That's reality. I used to have terrible years. I had a couple terrible decades. Now I have, hours or minutes or a day or two here and there. It's like real bad. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have terrible years no more, homie. I don't have terrible weeks. I pop up out of it pretty quick. So that shit's lit to me. And I'm very happy. And there were times where I almost ended my life. And if I had done that, I would never have gotten to where I am today. And I never would have known that I could just be happy and content and sober doing it. I always had to put something in me. So I'm so happy to be here today. Yo, 1V again, homie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Huge love to you, homie. I appreciate these stickers you shooting, big dog. That goes a long way. Huge love and respect, man. Yeah, I almost didn't make it, homie. I almost wasn't here. And I'm so glad that I'm here, man. Irish Bomb Squad, big facts, homie. Big facts. 916, you already know, bro. Hold on. JD, what's going on with the Chomo killer that killed the Chomo with the deer antler? Please answer this question this week. Okay, so I never got an update on that, to be honest with you. And that's a great thing to look up, because did y'all hear the story about the dad who found out that this dude, good night, Abby, we love you, found out that this dude did pee-pee toucher shit to his kid. He went over and beat the shit out of him and then stabbed him to death with an antler. Death by antler. I did a story about when he got arrested, but I don't think I ever caught him getting sentenced. I don't know if they sentenced him. We need to find out. Moose antler, super Korean. Hell yeah, dog. I feel like that would be a Canadian Viking right there. If you're walking around stabbing chomos to death with a moose antler, I feel like that's some highly Canadian shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's lit. I like that shit. So you guys, I'm going to be jumping off of here, but I want to thank you for spending some of your Sunday with me. It is not lost on me even for a second that time is the most valuable thing that we have in our lives. It's the only resource we can never hope to get back. And the fact that you guys want to spend some of it with me means so much to me. I want to let you know that if you're not doing anything after this, we got Jason, the Alaskan Avenger, who's going live in about 7 minutes here. We got Trial Junkies United, who is a regular here, who's also going live. So if you don't got something else that you're doing and you want to jump in with some family, those two are both family to me and this community. The Alaskan Avenger, he just did a bunch of time in prison, like 9 years in prison, for kicking in Chomo's doors and busting them up with hammers. Convicted, registered child offenders. So, and I believe that Trial Junkies United tonight, her live is going to be based around religious predators, which is a very spicy topic for an Easter live. So whichever way you guys want to go, if you guys don't got nothing to do, just wanted to let you know, I love you. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. I'm going to see you on the next one. Till then, one love. Be good or be good at it, baby.